It was like somebody combined Larry Bird's shooting, Magic's passing, Scottie Pippen's defensive versatility, Karl Malone's size, and Jordan's athleticism in one player. In 2010, LeBron shocked the world and became the most hated player in the NBA. Then he lost to Dirk and became a meme.
LeBron melted down the way we've never seen a superstar melt down in the history of sport.
While all the LeBron haters, namely Skip Bayless, gloated.
Games 4, 5, and 6 against the Dallas Mavericks disappeared, ran from the basketball.
LeBron James was not born with a clutch gene.
LeBron was humiliated. His legacy took a massive hit, and all the comparisons to Michael Jordan evaporated. LeBron was arguably the most athletic player in the NBA already as a rookie, something that could only be said about Wilt and MJ. In 2003, when he got drafted, James weighed 235 pounds. But even though he had an NBA-ready body as an 18-year-old, it still took him a few years to build up his strength. But then LeBron got introduced to Mike Mancias, a biomechanics expert, who quickly became one of the most important people in his career. The pain in LeBron's knees and back was gone. His core strength and posture improved massively. In the 2009 playoffs, despite a monster 38-8-8 from James, Cleveland lost to Orlando in the Eastern Conference Finals. In 2010, James won another MVP, but the playoffs brought more disappointment, with the Cavs losing to Boston. LeBron carried the Cavs for 7 years, and he took them as far as they could go. But it was clear that he needed a change of scenery.
And LeBron James' season is over. Is his career in Cleveland over?
The decision was a nationally televised breakup that caused a bonfire of LeBron jerseys across the entire state of Ohio. By teaming up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, LeBron finally had the all-star support he needed.
Came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not two, not three.
The Heat started the season 9-8, with LeBron famously body-checking Eric Spoelstra. James even went into Pat Riley's office, demanding that Spo get fired and Riley take over the team. However, Riley had full faith in Spoelstra, and he refused. Miami regrouped, winning 20 out of their next 21 games. In the conference finals, Miami faced the #1 seeded Chicago Bulls and league MVP Derrick Rose. But then Coach Spo made a crucial adjustment and had LeBron guarding Derrick Rose in the fourth quarter. With a 6-inch height difference and 50 extra pounds, James was able to stifle Rose, which completely neutralized Chicago's offense. Miami won the next 4 games and advanced to the NBA Finals, where they were heavy favorites against Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks. After taking a 2-1 lead in the series against the Mavs and holding a double-digit lead late in Game 4, a championship felt inevitable. But Dirk had other plans, scoring the final 9 Mavericks points, including a game-winning layup over Chris Bosh. Still, everyone believed that this was just a hiccup and that Miami would win, because LeBron was widely considered to be the best player in the world. However, LeBron wasn't the best player in that series. He wasn't even top 3. Kid kept digging at the ball, and LeBron was unable to attack him off the dribble, partly because Tyson Chandler was able to help off the Heat's big men and was always waiting to cut off James's driving lanes. James finished Game 4 with a career-low 8 points. Then, in Game 5, it was more of the same. James was unbelievably passive in the fourth quarter, scoring just 2 points and 17 total for the game. However, in Game 6, LeBron finally played better. Dirk scored 10 points in the final 7 minutes. And even though LeBron shot 9 for 15 from the field in Game 6, it was too little, too late, and he finished the series as the 5th leading scorer. Across 6 games, James scored just 18 points in the fourth quarter, and that he needed to improve his game.
Probably one of the hardest times of my life. After the finals, I sat in my room for 2 weeks, did absolutely nothing, talked to absolutely nobody.
Was that the low point for you in your career?
Oh, for sure.
LeBron went to work, more determined than ever. James sought the help of Hakeem Olajuwon, arguably the best post scorer in NBA history, to add the final missing piece to his game. However, when the 2012 season started, James was a new player. When he returned after the lockout, he was a totally different player. It was as if he had downloaded a program with all of Olajuwon's and Ewing's post-up moves. The Heat played without a classic point guard and center, with LeBron and Wade as primary ball handlers. Spo was the first coach to play positionless basketball. With the addition of Shane Battier, a savvy 3-and-D specialist, Miami was a deeper and more versatile team than the year before. But then, another roadblock, and another potential disaster for LeBron and his legacy. Against the Boston Celtics, who played with 4 future Hall of Famers, Miami struggled, falling behind 3-2 in the series with Game 6 scheduled in Boston. LeBron was there to bail the Heat out. The King finished with 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists on 73% shooting. Game 7, LeBron followed up his monster game with a 30-point triple-double.
Back to James!
and the Heat finished off the Celtics, making another NBA Finals. Miami won the next 4 games, and James was finally a champion and the Finals MVP. In 2013, the Heat doubled down on shooting and small ball, adding Rashard Lewis and Ray Allen. Miami was now a well-oiled machine, and we could see how their newfound chemistry impacted the game. In the third year of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, we saw a complete understanding of players' roles and spots where they operate on the floor. The clunky, hesitant offense of 2011 was now a symphony of touch passes, screens, and cuts. The Heat did everything at full speed, and their defense was setting up easy points in transition. Miami topped the league in points per possession and made one of the biggest year-to-year leaps in scoring efficiency of all time.
Look out below!
LeBron played the best basketball of his career, dominating on both ends of the court, unlike anybody we've ever seen before. Wilt, Kareem, Hakeem, Robinson, Jordan, and Kobe were the only players in NBA history before LeBron who were among the top 3 players in the NBA on offense and defense simultaneously. But nobody did it quite like LeBron, who could effectively guard 1 through 5, chase around point guards at the perimeter, and shut down bigs in the post. Also, none of those players were as good of passers as LeBron, and none of them were as efficient as James. For the 2013 season, LeBron shot 56% from the field and over 40% from 3, shooting at a high clip from all areas on the floor. James was 1 vote shy from being the first unanimous MVP in NBA history because one reporter from Boston gave his first place to Carmelo Anthony, citing that he knew that LeBron would win the award and that he wanted to honor Anthony's season, which was complete nonsense. LeBron also finished second in voting for Defensive Player of the Year, while the winner, Marc Gasol, wasn't even voted in the first All-Defensive team. James averaged 27, 8, and 7. He was the best player in the world by a country mile, and he should have been the unanimous MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, especially because Miami had the best season in franchise history, winning 66 games in the regular season, including a 27-win streak, the second longest streak of all time. In the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, Miami made quick work of the Bucks and the Bulls, losing just 1 game on their way to the conference finals against Indiana. However, the Pacers proved to be a much harder opponent. Despite LeBron's all-around greatness, the rest of the Heat struggled. In Game 7, Wade finally woke up and had his first 20-point game in the series, and behind LeBron's 32 points and 21 from Wade, Miami easily won and advanced to another finals. There, they played against one of the best teams of all time, with 4 future Hall of Famers in Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and Kawhi. James was clearly the best player in the series, but due to Kawhi's defense and the Spurs' depth, it seemed like he was overmatched and that San Antonio would prevail. After 5 games, the Spurs had a 3-2 lead and a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, but LeBron then turned on the God mode, scoring 16 points in the fourth to give Miami a chance for a comeback. However, his heroic performance seemed to be in vain, with the Spurs leading by 5 in the final minute. But then, James made a 3 to cut the lead to 2, and after the Spurs missed a free throw, the Heat still had 1 more chance to tie the game.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
In overtime, the Spurs ran out of steam, and Miami escaped with a victory. But it wasn't over yet. In Game 7, neither team was able to build a big lead, and Miami only had a 2-point advantage in the final minute. But then LeBron grabbed the ball and calmly hit a game-winning shot over Kawhi to secure another championship for Miami. James finished with 37 points and was deservedly named the Finals MVP, averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2.3 steals for the series, nearly leading both teams in all 4 categories. Even though they were on the brink of elimination, James crowned the best season of his career with a championship. But coming into the next season, it was clear that Miami was deteriorating. D-Wade failed to average 20 points per game for the first time since his rookie season, while Bosh averaged 16, also his lowest scoring year since 2004. On the other hand, LeBron continued to dominate, now weighing between 280 and 285 pounds, which is just slightly lighter than Shaq in his rookie season. The extra weight didn't hinder LeBron's agility, but it made him even more dangerous in the post, where he was able to bully pretty much anybody trying to guard him. James shot 56.7% from the field, a new career high, and was widely regarded as the best player in the NBA, even though the MVP award finally went to Kevin Durant, who averaged 32 points per game. But when the playoffs started, it was clear who was the real MVP, and it wasn't Durant's mother. Defenders bounced off LeBron like they were middle schoolers, and Miami lost just 3 games on their way to another NBA Finals. However, this time, the Spurs improved from the previous season, while Miami regressed. LeBron was able to win 1 game on his own, but that was all he could do against a much better team. Miami's trapping defense was shredded to pieces with San Antonio's one-touch passes, constant movement, and a barrage of three-point shooting. The Spurs played modern pace and space basketball. And other than LeBron, Miami didn't have anybody who could consistently score against Kawhi, Duncan, and the great Spurs defense. San Antonio won the finals 4-1, despite LeBron shooting lights out, making 57% from the field and an unreal 52% from three. For the entire playoffs, James shot 56% from the field and 41% from three, with 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. But Wade averaged 17 and Bosh had 15 points per game, as the only other players scoring in double figures. When LeBron left Cleveland, he did it because he didn't have enough help from his teammates and had to do everything to be even close to winning. And 4 years later, the same scenario repeated with Miami. Because of Wade and Bosh's decline, the aging Ray Allen and Shane Battier, and the infamous cookie scandal with Pat Riley, LeBron switched teams again, making his homecoming return to Cleveland. In the next 4 seasons, LeBron made 4 NBA Finals, finally bringing Cleveland a championship in 2016. That second stint in Cleveland marked the offensive prime of LeBron's career, where his basketball supercomputer was able to completely control the entire game, dissect opponents' weaknesses, and navigate his teammates where to stand on both offense and defense. However, it was those last 3 years in Miami where LeBron was in his absolute prime. His mind and body reached a pinnacle of basketball that hadn't been reached by anybody else, before or since, as we have never seen a 280-pound, 6'9" human move that fast, guard 1 through 5 for a full 48 minutes, manage the entire game, and shoot so efficiently all at the same time. If the three-point revolution happened sooner, the Heat-era LeBron would be even more dominant with more spacing, and his numbers would be even greater. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.